Coming up with what to say and hitting the right topics can be the most daunting part of video marketing. But the most important thing that matters as a real estate investor or an agent doing video marketing is that you are choosing the topics that generate motivated buyer and seller leads. I want to share with you part of a conversation I had with my friend Josh Culler over at REI Video, and we talk about some of the most valuable lead generating topics for real estate. What to talk about, how to get new ideas fast and easily, and how to shoot the videos without all the hassle. I've got a list of topics here for generating seller leads. We pulled this from our video marketing playbook. I don't know if I said this at the beginning of the podcast. It's video marketing month. Go to carrot.com/video. We've got this playbook. Josh actually helped us come up with a V1 of this a while back, and we revamped it in the last year. But basically how to get started in video, a list of 52 ideas. So that's one idea per week, and just all the essential information you need to know to get going with video marketing in one nice little PDF. So anyways, I pulled most of it from that list of 52. I'm going to run through them and talk about them real quick. Josh, feel free to interrupt me, or if you have any you want to add, just go for it. But I'm just going to give you guys these so you know what to talk about. Seller testimonials, probably hands down the most important thing you can do. If you haven't done a deal yet, get testimonials from character testimonials from other people you know about you as a person, your character. But seller testimonials, get them on video, plaster them. Go ahead.
I want to chime in here real quick.
Yeah.
Something super cool. So I don't know if I'm hoping you haven't discovered this yet, because it would be really cool if you didn't, that I found something that you didn't find yet.
I'm excited now.
I brought value to. So one of the number one is seller testimonials. And the reason why I wanted to bring this up in the first place is because that is normally what people revert to for video content, is getting video. You're at the closing table, you want to get your cell phone out and record a quick video. What I see happen though, and it's been acceptable up until this point because now you have the tool to be able to help this, is, let's take for instance, your closing table is like 3 feet across. Well, you're sitting on the other side with your phone recording it. Where's the microphone? It's next to you. So it's across the table. And so maybe you're in a bigger room, so it sounds hollow. The person that's on the other side of the camera more than likely is not good at speaking on camera because that's not what they do. So they're just going to give it their best bang up shot. You're going to have fuzz. You might have some like office sounds in the background, the fax machine's going, the copiers, printers, phones ringing, stuff like that. So my lead video editor discovered a tool called, it's an Adobe tool, and it's called Adobe Podcast. But what it does is it has a speech enhancer tool to it. It's in beta mode right now. I think you have to have an Adobe account to use this. Basically what you do, and Brady, after we're done, maybe I'll show you an example because you won't believe me if you haven't tried this yet.
Sorry, basically, I'm going to stop Googling it. In all honesty, I'm getting distracted. I'm like, I have to know about this right now.
Dude,
I'm the podcast guy.
It is normally when I discover stuff like this, I'm kind of like, oh, that's kind of cool. It might help. But this right here is something that I require all of my videos to go through at this point. Wow. So it will literally take any audio. Like I've done it with testimonial videos where it was just, there was fuzz in the background. They were just super hollow. They were quiet because they were like 4 or 5 feet away from the camera type thing. And it was with a cell phone. You got to just strip the audio, put it into this software. It takes like maybe 2 minutes tops. It'll spit it back out. I'm telling you, it will sound like they have a podcast microphone right next to their mouth.
Really?
And it will make it sound immaculate. You got to test it, Brady. It is mind-blowing. But that alone, we're going into a phase where content is becoming unacceptable to have high-quality standards. You have to have high-quality standards to get what you're trying to get to, because people are just sick and tired of watching cruddy Zoom videos and cell phone recordings. You have to make it as high quality as possible. Audio is one of those ways to do it. This right here, seller testimonials, it will ultimately 10x the quality of the video by just doing that.
I thank you for mentioning that. I'm so glad you did, because I was recording a podcast last week at if you listen to this in March, it just came out a couple weeks ago, but it's all about testimonials. Keith and Bo and I, we dive really deep into this. And Keith had mentioned how he had thrown out a testimonial. It was like one of his best testimonials. He had to throw it out because the phone was so far away. Didn't think about it. And it's like, I can just hear that conference room sound in my head where it's 15
Yeah.
feet away and you didn't get what you needed to get.
Dude, it
And that
takes all of
sucks.
that out. It cleans it up. It is the most mind-blowing software for editing like media at all that I've seen. And it's all automatic. And so you don't have to make any adjustments or anything. It'll do it for you. It just knows what to take out, to add and stuff like that. And a lot of times,
Um,
for me, like I speak at a higher tone, so I don't have
uh-huh.
much of a low voice. So it'll equalize my tone as well. And it just sounds when you put headphones on after you run it through it, it just sounds so good. So I
Mm,
mean to interrupt you with that, but I know
yeah, yeah.
testimonials is the number one thing with topics. And that's the biggest barrier is you don't normally have a DSLR camera with a lapel mic at your closing table, so I still want you to capture video. If your concern is audio, run it through that. You'll be good to go.
Okay. Yeah, I love that. I had not heard of it yet. You got me all excited. I'm glad I hadn't heard of it. I know what I'm doing for the rest of today. I'm gonna be testing that out.
You'll be stuck on it.
Um, yeah, get the mic close to the person you're recording. Get the phone close. The closer you are, the less room noise. And all y'all are
Yeah.
closing your deals in a big empty conference room that's echoey as all get out. So get the mic close. Second, about me video. This is huge. This is the thing that converts your visitors into leads and leads into deals. Is people getting to know you, like you, trust you, and they can see that you're a real human in your market. Doing about me video, doing by yourself to get started, and then I would even recommend once you've got a better feel for how you position your service and your overall messaging, maybe even bring in a videographer to do a legitimate like professional about me video. That is a time and a place to do a professional video,
Mhm.
so you can show that you're notch above the competition, because most people are
Yeah.
not going to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, about me video. Um, and then some of the more general topics, how to sell your, these are more obvious, and a lot of them are aligned with Google keywords, what sellers are searching for. They're not always the same as YouTube. So if you go to YouTube, do keyword research, there's a lot of times some variance, but how to sell your house fast for cash in Pensacola, Florida, whatever city, state. So maybe talk about the steps you would need to do. Or did you know that you can sell your house this fast? Did you know you can close this fast? Talk about some of the things people might not know, the questions they have. We buy houses in city, state. So talk about where you buy houses, what types of houses you buy. Home buyers in city, state, Roseburg, Oregon. We're home buyers in Roseburg, Oregon. How are we different from an agent investor, or how are we different from agents? How to stop foreclosure in Roseburg, Oregon. If you're about to be foreclosed on, here's the 5 steps you can take to not get foreclosed, or here's what you might want to prepare for. How to deal
So
with a
I
foreclosure.
like I like that one because not that the other ones are bad, but I like that one because the context of it is you're delivering some value to the
Mm,
person watching the video. You're giving them tips on what to do if they're going through something, and then giving yourself as a solution is a really good way
yeah,
to frame it up. So the other ones are great as well, but I like that one, the concept of that one, because
yeah.
it's value leading, and then you give call to action at the backside of it saying, if you need help with this, I have a solution for you. Here's what that is. So
Yeah. Well, I actually like that you said that, because the reason that one stands out versus the others is one of the most important things I learned about copywriting a while back from Trevor actually is opening a loop in the person's mind. You could
yeah.
do this like almost borderline unethical, like with clickbait. You open up the Google app and here's like 100 articles that are just pure clickbait, but they're all opening a loop. Like, you won't believe what these people did to their child when going through the airport security line. That was literally one I saw yesterday. Come on. Anyways, but it's how to stop foreclosure. So they know that they're going to get the value out of it. Like
Yeah.
5 steps to stop foreclosure in city, state, or 3 ways working with an investor is different from an agent would be a
Yeah.
better way to spice
For
up
sure.
that topic.
Hmm.
Real estate investor versus agent, pros and cons. Top 5 mistakes when selling your Roseburg, Oregon home. That's a good one.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Top 5 neighborhoods. This one is a little bit more geared towards buyer leads, but I put it in here because I think it's still I don't see investors do it enough, and it can still really position you as an authority. This is the content that agents are making all day, every day. Top 5 neighborhoods in Portland, Oregon. But if if a motivated seller goes to your website and they're looking to sell their house fast, and they see, oh, this guy actually knows all my neighborhoods in and out. He's a local guy. I think that adds a great deal of credibility to
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, I think so.
And then tip, we already covered this, but what questions are you getting from your prospects? Ask them or ask Chat GPT, either one, whatever. Any thoughts on topics, Josh? That's my short list from the Video Marketing Playbook.
Yeah, that's those are really good places to start. And don't be afraid to overlap any of those topics, because generally speaking, a lot of those topics will overlay with each other. I think another
Mhm.
good kind of contextual uh topic silo would be processes. So like the process
Mm,
of working with it, you could keep it in general, the process of working with a wholesaler, or if you're a realtor, the process of selling your house with a realtor. Um, because there's a lot of questions that people have. I had never, even though I've been in this real estate investing space for a long time, I've actually never listed a house with a real estate agent before. And last March, it's been a year since we've moved into the house that we're currently in. And last year in February was the first time I'd ever dealt with a realtor. And dude, I had so many questions. There were so many things that I had no idea what to expect with it. And I think just realtors, not that my realtor didn't do a good job of this, but because he has answered all my questions, he's a close personal friend of mine. But I think a lot of people, when they're, going to list their house or they're going to buy a house, like they have so many questions. So any of those questions that you can answer by opening up processes is a good idea. Also, like if you're a real estate investor, like what's the closing process? If you're a realtor, what's the closing process if I'm buying a house and selling mine, and or whatever it is. If you can list out those processes, people want to know step 1 through whatever in order to get to the destination that they're trying to achieve. And if you can answer those questions, then you're creating clarity in their mind. You automatically have built credibility
mm,
with yourself with that person. So process is another thing that I really like to do. I mean, and honestly, it's common practice in the education world. If you go to open your phone right now to any real estate influencer and click on their first video on Instagram Reels, it's guaranteed to be some sort of a process, whether it's like,
mm.
here's the 5 things that you got to do to close more deals. And then they're walking you through those 5 things, the process of what it looks like to close more deals. Or
Yeah.
here's how you can sleep better. Like they're going to walk you through step 1 through 4 of how to sleep better.
Mhm.
There's just the process of working through things with your demographic is very, very important. And I think it's very underrated, and I think it's something that a lot of people don't do. They want to go straight to the about me videos, which of course you should do, but that's not where the buck stops. You got to keep going, and providing value is very key when it comes to especially video content.
Oh yeah. And I mean, the things that you and I were both talking about can be useful for, are useful for lead gen and awareness and
Yeah.
and warming up those leads for sort of the middle of the funnel. But I would be so excited as a investor or an agent right now, because the tools that are available to us to create content like you're talking about are so powerful, but also so underutilized. And so I'm not a real estate agent, but I can't imagine how many texts a real estate agent gets, because I know what I text my real estate agent, at 8 p.m. on a Sunday night. Hey, I got a question for you. I
Dude,
can't imagine how much they get bombed. And then it's like the opportunity to answer so many of those things with really sweet short form video content. It's like, oh my gosh, there's so many
I
less manual ways to do this.
I was just about to look it up. Like I could go back into my text thread with my realtor from last year and probably pull out like 45 to 50 topics just from the questions that I asked
Oh my
about
gosh.
it, man. Like it's
Yeah.
ridiculous. There's so many questions out there. So I think that people don't have an excuse to create topics. It's literally just answering the questions that your target demographic has about what you do, your industry, and the process of working with you, and what it is that you do. Like literally what I would do is, if you're struggling with this, is document for one day, document every single task that you do, and then create spin-off topics about those tasks that you do, and then
Mm.
deliver that on video.
I hope that you found those topics super helpful, because that was our goal. If you have an idea you think is awesome, or you have an idea for a video that you've seen work on YouTube, let us know in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. If you still need some help on like what gear to choose, how to get into the right mindset for shooting video, how to turn this video into content that ranks in Google, and you want some more help with video and generating leads, check out carrot.com/video. We've got all of that and a whole lot more. Or go to your podcast app and just search CarrotCast, and you can catch this full episode where we nerd out for over an hour all about video marketing. If you like this video, do us a favor, hit like and subscribe. But until next time, we'll see you later.